Gents, I just want to pause the episode for a moment to let you know about the Strong Men of Value Academy. You will have heard me refer to it a number of times, and I want to bring more attention to it. So this isn't just a program, it's a life-changing environment and community of men who are focused on personal and professional growth. We're looking at areas of relationships, wealth, and health, things to help you thrive and maximize your life. Imagine having bi-monthly one-on-one coaching sessions with myself, weekly group coaching calls, and an incredible brotherhood of high achievers by your side. Now we're diving into resilience, leadership, and holistic growth to not just succeed in your career, but to thrive in your health and your relationships. Your journey to greatness, it starts here. So join the movement and you can apply for the Strong Men of Value Academy. You can head to themanthatcanproject.com to find out more. The Man That Can Project podcast, a podcast empowering career-driven men to live more fulfilling lives. We are here to challenge your beliefs, redefine success, and talk about the important stuff in a relatable way. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. My name's Lachlan Stuart. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the Man That Can Project podcast. I'm your host, Lachlan Stuart. And today we're going to be talking about increased productivity and success. So many of us really want to create success in our life. I think as men, we spend a lot of our time or youth growing up with this idea of what success is. And as we've become older, I definitely know for myself, as I've become older, how I've defined success has definitely changed. But regardless of what success looks like for you or what it looks like for me, there are things that we can do to increase our productivity and increase our level of success. And I want to talk about two main things today, and that's going to be the importance of your mental health and the importance of work-life balance. But before we dive into this episode, I want to quickly share with you, we have just launched the Breakthrough Experience. It is an 8-week live experience where you'll be coached by myself and Brad Matthews, who's is my best mate. And that's kicking off on Monday, the 24th of April. So 45 days, 20 hours, and at the time of recording this, 26 minutes. So if you head over to themanthatcanproject.com, you can find out more information. But essentially this is for male business owners and entrepreneurs who are wanting to improve their mental health and work-life balance. Right, so you're going to get things around improving your mental health, increased productivity and success, better relationships, improved physical health, and achieving a greater sense of purpose. Now, week one, I'm just going to give you, you can read more about this, but week one is mapping your future, goal setting and time management techniques for achieving your desired outcome. Week two is the art of connection, mastering communication and relationships. So if you want more information around that, head over to themanthatcanproject.com. And if you get started, if you decide it's a good fit for you, you can see there's a few bonus courses we've got there. We've got a fitness program for business owners and entrepreneurs, the 8-week game plan for business owners and entrepreneurs, one-on-one onboarding coaching call with myself or Brad, and you also get the relationship mastery course for business owners and entrepreneurs. So that's live. You can find that over at themanthatcanproject.com. Click the links and you'll find all of that stuff there. So look forward to having you there. It's 16 spaces only. Right? It will sell out, I promise you that. So if you're sitting on the fence and you feel like it's going to be a good fit for you, definitely get in touch. And finally, I really appreciate you listening to this show. So if you could take 30 seconds of your time, whatever app you're listening on right now, to just go leave a quick rating and review, it would mean the world. Over the last 2 weeks, we've literally had heaps of Spotify ratings. So thanks so much for everyone who has taken the time to do that. Okay, the formalities are out of the way. Let's rip into this one. So we've shared the Breakthrough Experience. I've asked you guys for a review, and hopefully you have let that one rip. But let's talk about this. Why will you be able to achieve a greater level of success in your personal life if you improve your mental health and your work-life balance? So many of us, like I said, have been growing up striving for success, and quite often we feel like you have to go balls to the wall to achieve success. And I do believe in that. But what I'm also very mindful of is that success is holistic. You may have all the money in the world, but there's no point being overweight and having health issues because you neglected that. You may have all the money in the world, but have no one to share it with, right? Meaning your relationships break down. To me, that is not success. So I used to speak about this umbrella effect. So you picture how an umbrella is. There's the point at the top, which would be your main area of focus, and that can shift at any point. And then you've got all the other points that sort of taper off, but they're still a part of that umbrella. So for me, you might think, or I think about different areas of my life that are important: health, relationships, lifestyle. You get the picture. So think about what that looks like for you and where you want them to be. And at what is, I guess, I was saying to the blokes this morning on our call, I have an area that I will not sacrifice. I will not go below in regards to how my health is, in regards to where my finances are at, in regards to the quality of life that I live. And I'm happy to flirt with that line when I'm pursuing something that requires a lot of time, meaning growing a business, or it could be training for a specific health. At the moment I'm training for Spartan, so it takes a lot of time, which means I'm taking time away from other areas. So when that happens, okay, yes, certain things are going to take a hit, but there's a level where I'm like, it's not worth me pursuing this goal. No amount of money, no amount of success or recognition is worth me XYZ in health, or is it worth me XYZ in relationships. I don't want to lose my relationships. I want to feel comfortable in my own skin. I want to feel strong and confident. So that's what I think is really important to think about when you're looking at your level of success, because that plays into your mental health, and it also helps you create what we call work-life balance, right? Balancing, if you think about how the old school scales worked, if you put one thing on it, it's not in balance. But you can put many other things in the other side and get a counterbalance. It's not always going to be even, because as soon as you take one thing out, you've just, ruined what you would call balance. So you need to have some behavioral flexibility there. So I want to quickly dive into number one, the importance of mental health. It plays a crucial fucking role in your overall well-being and productivity. If you're not feeling the best mentally, it's very hard to focus. It's very hard to deal with stress. It's very hard to have the resilience to pursue what it is that you're wanting to pursue. It's even hard to just do day-to-day things for those who've been there. And so when you realize and recognize that the better you are physically and the better you are mentally, the better you'll be in all areas of your life. So we need to start breaking down. I think it's important that you, through reflection, through reviewing your own life, the experiences that you've had, and recognizing your strengths and weaknesses, etc., you will be able to go, look, these are things that work well for me, and these are things that don't. And maybe if you can't think back that far, or you just don't have the patience to do that, you can then go, okay, well, moving forward, let's try these things and see how they go. And they're either going to work well for me and add some value to improving my mental health, or they're not. And either or is fine, right? Because the overall goal is just helping you have improved mental health so you can live the kind of life that you want to live. Right, so when you're feeling better mentally, for me, that is clear-minded. It feels like I have value to give. I feel like I have purpose. When I feel like I have purpose, I have clarity, which helps me make better decisions. It helps me work towards things that I want, even when times are tough, because I know why I'm doing it. Okay, it helps me mitigate my stress, because I go, look, if I'm smashing myself in this area, I need to balance that out, the yin and the yang approach. I have some tools that I use to improve or moderate my mental health and manage stress. And some just off the top of my head, I love training. That works well for me. Steaming, sauning, getting out in the sun, surfing, various things like that are all extremely helpful. And I'm sure you have a list of things as well, or you can start building a list of things today that are going to help you with that mental health. Okay? So if you can focus on that area and really prioritize it, and I know you guys listen to this podcast because you are wanting to prioritize it, then you're in the right place. And what worked well for you previously, this is probably just a reminder, what worked well for you previously may not work well for you forever. So having that open-mindedness that you're always going to continue to learn, you're going to continue to grow, And you're going to have to do that in order to, find tools that will work for you for life, or just, I guess, have them in your tool belt. The second one, work-life balance. So as you're sitting there, you're probably thinking, what the fuck is work-life balance? Or you may already have an idea of what you think work-life balance is. For me, for a long time, I thought it would just be where I'm feeling awesome. And I thought my time would be even. I'd be able to do what I want when I want with who I want. I guess that's the definition that I gave it. But what I have since realized is I love my career. I really do enjoy work, and I understand that majority of my time throughout the week is spent with work. So if I were to look at work-life balance as an hour-to-hour thing, I'm definitely not in balance. But I've decided not to look at it as a balancing. I've decided to look at it as a fulfillment thing, right? What gives me purpose? What gives me passion? What do I enjoy doing? What is a healthy environment? And that's how I look at balance. So across the board, yes, I'm spending a lot of time at work, but I'm hanging around awesome people. I feel like I have value to give. I feel valued, right? It has a positive impact on my quality of life. So that's a big tick. So then I need to look out the other side of what would have been those hours that I felt I needed to fill up in order to achieve work-life balance. And that might be time in my relationships. It might be time exercising. It might be time just living my life, catching up with friends, traveling, etc. And while they don't get as much time, I can still choose to be very intentional with that. In the time that I do have allocated, what would I want to experience? What would I want to do in my relationships, in my lifestyle, with my health that I feel will make me feel balanced, that will make me feel fulfilled? Because I think when you're feeling fulfilled, when you're feeling empowered about life, it's impossible to sit there and go, my life sucks, it's not balanced, it's stressful, I'm not doing enough of what I want. Because when you're intentional with the time, and I think that's the shift, right? It's not so much about just going through the day. It's about being intentional with your time. Regardless of how much you've got of it in each bucket, it's like, okay, you might have 20 minutes here. So what would be the one thing that would be the most rewarding or fulfilling in this area? And that's where you have to take responsibility. That's where you have to take ownership to answer that, because no one knows what that is for you. We can throw ideas at you. I can throw ideas at you. But if you aren't taking responsibility based off your own experiences, based off what you feel you need at this point, how can anyone else answer that for you? So, look, there are always going to be downsides to overworking. And I think, as I was touching about earlier, when you are clear on what your idea of success is, you might currently be a single man working hard on your career, and the other areas have taken a hit. My question to you would be, is that how you want your life to be in 20, 30 years? For most men, I know, no. Most men might say, hey, I want to have good health because I want to travel, I want to do some cool hikes. Or they might go, I want to start a family, so I want to be a family man. So how you're living right now is not how you'll be living in the future, which is completely fine. But are you putting yourself in too much debt? And what I mean debt is health debt, lifestyle debt, friendship debt, to be able to dig it out for when you want to shift your lifestyle that way. So be mindful of that. Be mindful of looking for that fulfillment, because you don't want to experience burnout. I think burnout can happen even to those who love what they do. It just means you're not taking that downtime or that intentional time in other areas to recharge and revitalize yourself. So that's a short, sharp one for today on why improving your mental health and working on your work-life balance will help you increase productivity and success. Because if you're feeling better mentally, and if you're feeling like all areas of your life and your calendar is just working succinctly, you're going to be more productive. You're going to be more successful as a byproduct of that. So thank you guys for tuning in. It's been awesome, and we will be taking a little breather from these Thursday episodes for 2 weeks because we're coming back with a new format. And I'm very, very excited for this one. They're going to be short, sharp, daily deposits. Thank you for listening to the Man That Can Project podcast. My name is Lachlan Stuart, and I hope you enjoyed this episode and found it helpful. If you did, please take a moment to rate and review the Man That Can Project on your favorite podcast platform.
And don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date with our newest episodes. We'll see you again next time. Thank you for listening to the Man That Can Project podcast. My name is Lachlan Stuart, and I hope you enjoyed this episode and found it helpful. If you did, please take a moment to rate and review the Man That Can Project on your favorite podcast platform. And don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date with our newest episodes. We'll see you again next time.